were some of the biggest challenges you ran into when you were trying to just jumpstart Revive?
When we first started, I thought we could only get to like 20 million in revenue because the biggest home remodeling company that I knew of in Tampa was at like 18 million.
How do you get from 40 million to 100 million by 2030? High achievers don't like mediocre people. Mediocre people don't like high achievers.
Winners hang out with winners and then no other winners.
How do you handle the client relations of pissed off clients?
Number one is set expectations up front. A customer could have the exact same customer experience if you just set expectations of what was about to happen. And then the second part of that is just customer communication consistently. So we do daily updates.
What does legacy mean to you?
I want my legacy to be, hey, this guy was a good guy. He worked hard. He played hard. He helped a lot of people. Okay, in 100 years from now, like how many people are going to actually remember Justin Caballero?
What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Elliott Caldwell Podcast on Successful DNA. I have my friend here with me, Justin Caballero. Justin, welcome to the pod.
Thanks for having me so much.
The Tampa's leading interior design and remodeling company, Revive. It's a crazy story, crazy growth. Let's talk to it. When did you start it? Give it the quick backstory, then we'll go details.
Yeah, for sure. So thanks for having me again, Elliott. Good to reconnect with you. Happy to be here and connect with you here. Revive, it's coming up on our 4-year anniversary in July. Me and my dad started it, so we're partners in the business, and it's been a lot of fun. Have had some pretty quick growth, not as quick as you. When I had lunch with you the other day, I was like, oh my goodness, you guys are scaling super fast. I thought I was scaling fast, but that inspires me so much, man. I love it. So started with some smaller projects, $30,000, $50,000 remodels. Now our average is up to about $150,000. So in the beginning was just doing kitchens and bathrooms. Now we're doing full interior home remodels and have built a team of just me, my dad, and one project manager. To now we have about 55 full-time employees, 150, 200 subcontractor crews. Some of our crews are in-house as well. And it's great. We have 128 home remodels going on throughout the Tampa Bay metro region. We have a few in Sarasota, but predominantly Tampa, all of Hillsborough and Pinellas County, a little bit of South Pasco. And we're basically a one-stop shop for design and build. But instead of build new construction, we do just interior home remodels. So we have in-house cabinet designers, in-house interior designers, drafters. We handle all the permitting, we basically handle everything from A to Z, design everything, purchase all the materials, and handle all the construction, project manage everything to make sure it's really just, again, like a one-stop shop for anybody that wants to do a home remodel.
Your story is very inspiring, and it's just cool, and vice versa. You kind of drive me. Like, what has revenue looked like? So 2021 you started? Yeah,
so first year sales, we did like 2 million in sales. Then I think like 10 million, 20 million, 25 million was last year, where we really weren't even trying to grow. We just wanted to kind of double down and improve all of our operations. And then this year, it's been a great year. So far, I think we've already sold like 12 or 13 million. So it's looking like it's probably gonna be like a $35 to $40 million year. So super excited. We have a great team. Our team's just absolutely crushing it. So we have a lot of great momentum right now.
What's been the biggest driving force from 21 to now to go from 0 to 40 million?
I mean, I think it's just the mindset. I have really big visions and goals for my life, and I'm thinking much bigger. Like we've talked, like the end goal for us is to own like a sports team. Yeah. So it's like, all right, 20 million, 30 million, 40 million, that's not going to get you anywhere close to that. Yeah. So it's like, how can we get to 100 million in revenue by 2030, but also create opportunities for people to win and succeed? When I first started this business, it was like, hey, I'm just trying to pay my rent, put food on the table, and have a pretty good life, be able to go on a boat on a weekend. Now I've been able to create opportunities for other people to succeed. And really that's been such a huge joy for me, is seeing our sales team, our designers, our project managers, all of our back office people be able to go from here to here over the course of a year, 3 years, and really change their lives. And I spent a lot of time, talking with our team about their stories, even over the past couple of weeks. And it's got me so fired up because they love what they're doing, and giving people opportunities and watching them run with it is like honestly, I think the best part about being a business owner.
How do you get from 40 million to 100 million by 2030?
Great question. So when we first started in Tampa, I thought we could only get to like 20 million in revenue because the biggest home remodeling company that I knew of in Tampa was at like 18 million. So I was like, oh, that must be the ceiling. They've been doing this for 20 years and they're only at 18 million. That's probably as much as the market can handle. Now I see that we could probably do 50, 60 million just in Tampa. And I think we'll get to probably 50, 60 million just in Tampa over the next 3 years or so. But we're also soon to be opening up Orlando location. Hopefully, we've already signed our end of the lease on a great lease in Winter Park, waiting for hopefully they sign their end and get that buttoned up today. They were supposed to do it yesterday. Knock on wood, we'll see.
Yeah.
But we're going to expand to Orlando. I think we can get to 40, 50 million in Orlando. And then also we want to go down to South Florida. So specifically West Palm Beach is absolutely booming. Excited to get down there. Probably have a location in West Palm and one in Fort Lauderdale as well. So we kind of want to be the one-stop shop design and remodel contractor in Florida. And then from there, so that's by 2030, really have South Florida, Orlando, Tampa Bay on lock by 2030. So next 5-6 years. And then from there, expand throughout the Southeast. So other good markets we're looking at is like Atlanta, Nashville, Charlotte, love Texas. So you have like Dallas, Houston, Austin as well.
How has the relationship been between you and your dad, not just from kind of both sides of it, the father-son relationship plus the business partners relationship? Are y'all 50-50?
Yeah, we're 50-50 partners. It's great. There's definitely highs and lows.
Yeah.
Me and my dad are wired very similarly.
What's his role? What's your role?
So I'm president, he's CEO, but I'm kind of running more of the full show right now. But he's taught me, now I don't want to say everything I know, but most of what I know around business. I've been working with him since 2017, right out of college. So he's my biggest mentor, my best friend. What we found is when we get too much in the little details of like going over every little thing together, we kind of butt heads too much because we're just super hard charging entrepreneurial type guys. So what we've done is basically like, hey, you run this side, I'll run this side. So he's been handling a lot of the marketing. He actually lives in Louisiana, so he can handle a lot of the marketing oversight from Louisiana. He's been doing a lot of the hiring. We're kind of phasing him out of both of those roles right now, hiring a full-time recruiter just because we have so many people that we're recruiting right now. And then we just hired an in-house marketing manager as well. So he's extremely good at strategy, high-level vision, problem solving, all of that.
Now, I don't know you like amazingly well, but I know you pretty well. And you're hiring an HR person. Is HR and Justin gonna work together?
I guess we'll find out, right? The main thing I want them to be is just a kick-ass headhunter.
Yeah.
So I think recruiting is one of the most important things to do in a business. So always look at like, all right, you have your marketing funnel to get new customers and your marketing funnel to get your employees, which is equally as important because these people are going to be serving your customers, which at the end of the day is your lifeblood of the business.
I think you and I respect like your viewpoint on that. We have similar viewpoints. It's just like how crucial elite talent is, and then not just getting the elite talent, but when you get them, keeping them, and low turnover. I mean, we were talking yesterday, me and Victoria, the podcast host here, but we haven't had a single person turnover this year.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So out of the 100, I think it's like 102 employees now.
Wow.
Now, I'm sure we'll lose some team members this year, but it'd be cool if we didn't.
Yeah.
So this is you and your dad's second company, right?
Yep. So we were more on the investor side. So in 2017, 2018, we started a company called Total Property Solutions. And basically we were managing remodels for different banks, hedge funds, private equity firms, basically investors at a large scale who were basically buying single family properties, remodeling them, and then renting them out. So not too different from what you're doing. Obviously, you're doing the short-term rental side of things, so it's a bit different, but same concepts. We're doing light remodels, light rehabs, just at scale.
When did you graduate Ole Miss?
2016.
So we're the same age. How old are you?
I just turned 31 in March.
Okay.
What about you?
You're younger than me. I'm 32.
Yeah.
So howdy toddy. What was Ole Miss like?
Ole Miss was amazing, man.
Yeah.
I went there. So my sister was 2 years older than me. Shout out my sister Erin. She recruited me very hard to Ole Miss, and I went for an Ole Miss LSU football game, And I think LSU beat them like 55-0 or something. And I still wanted to go to Ole Miss because I had that good of a time.
Did I tell you I'm going there?
When?
Halloween. So the Gamecocks are playing at Ole Miss.
Okay.
And so we'll eventually, I don't know if I'll take the 3-year-old this year.
That'd be tough travel for
so I took the 5-year-old last year, or he was 4 at the time. We're going to do one away game a year. We did Oklahoma last year. And this year it was like, do we want to go to Ole Miss or LSU?
Have you been to Ole Miss before?
I have never been.
You have a great time.
Yeah. So even when we played.
You got to book early though.
Oh, I already booked the Airbnb.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I already got the Airbnb.
Is it your Airbnb?
No, we don't have any in Oxford. But yeah, so he's excited. We're all excited. We're going to do one a year. What should we do? What should we make sure we do in Oxford?
Ooh,
Thursday to Sunday. The game Saturday. We're there
Thursday to Sunday. I mean, definitely tailgating in the Grove on Saturday is going to be the highlight of the whole thing. Hopefully it's great weather. What time of year are you going?
Halloween.
Okay, so it's going to be a little chilly, probably light jacket, but it's going to be nice. That's a good time of year in Oxford, fall. You're going to see all the trees with the change of colors and everything probably. So it's going to be fun. And we beat y'all pretty bad last year, so I'm sure you guys will be coming in for revenge.
We'll talk about it.
But there's a lot of good food. Tailgating the Grove is going to be a blast. Just walk around the Grove, really soak it in. You know, they say it's, top 5 tailgating spot in the country. I mean, really, what's great about Oxford, I guess you can look at it as a pro and a con. I think it's a pro. You just go to the square and you walk around the square. Yeah. All the bars and restaurants are there. All the shops are there. It's just a really good culture. And people are nice in Mississippi, man. So it's not like people are in Louisiana during LSU games, they would be yelling at you. But Ole Miss, they're like, hey, come have a beer with me.
That's cool. All right. So from Ole Miss, and then that's when you kind of went into the Total Solutions with your dad?
Yep, Total Property.
And then did y'all sell that? Did y'all just exit that? Shut it down?
No, we kind of just were winding it down. So we were doing mainly foreclosure properties. So as foreclosures were going down and down and down, and the economy's going up and up and up, we just basically pivoted. So we're like, hey, we're taking our systems that we've built here and we're just going to flip it and turn on and start going after retail customers instead of banks.
And did you do anything else between those two? Or was that 2021 when that kind of shifted?
So while we were winding down Total Property Solutions, I also started a company called Social X, which basically was an event company for entrepreneurs. It's essentially, we had like a mastermind too. So interviewing guys like you, would do Zoom calls. My main thing was try to get people at events. So we had probably like 6 or 7 different events, a couple pretty big ones where we had 200-300 people in Miami and in Tampa. And basically we're interviewing successful entrepreneurs and we're doing like Zoom calls twice a week. Kind of just got burnt out on that, honestly. And then also COVID hit, so we couldn't do in person. So I could still do like the Zoom calls, but I couldn't do in-person events, which took a lot of the connection away from it because it was really like building a community of young entrepreneurs. So really it was like, hey, I'm just going to go all in on doing home remodeling. And that's what I did. So.
And then when did you move to Tampa?
Moved to Tampa 2017.
What brought you here?
So my dad was here already. He was investing. He moved here in 2012. So you had the big crash in 2009, right? And then everything kind of bottomed out 2009, 2010, 2011, and started really to take off in 2012 and really for the past decade after that. So my dad moved here in 2012 to invest in real estate, and I was in college 2012, 2016. And I was either going to go to Dallas, Atlanta, or here. And I was like, hey, I like the weather here. I like being by the water. So Tampa it was.
So early on, 2021, like what were some of the biggest challenges you ran into when you were trying to just jumpstart Revive?
At the beginning I was doing everything. I was answering the phone calls, doing the marketing, doing sales appointments, basically doing everything besides swinging the hammer. Biggest challenges, probably getting really good construction crews, managing the quality, managing the communication, and also hiring early on. Because we had not only crews, but also project managers, salespeople, designers. No one knew who we were. So now it's a lot easier to recruit because we have a brand name. We're spending a lot of money on marketing. Yeah. We have the Cybertruck. Everyone's seen the Cybertruck at least once. So people are like, oh, Revive. Okay, I've heard of them before. So we have a pretty good referral network also of our team members because we have a lot of good people that already work for us. So like, hey, I'll give you a $1,500 referral fee. If you bring somebody who is also a player, and everyone's like, hey, I want my friend to come work with me. Yeah. So we have enough of of a network to be able to recruit well. But early on, I mean, you were talking about having no turnover. First year and a half, I had an incredible amount of turnover. Now, a lot of that was my fault because we were not paying enough for certain positions. So like literally the project managers, we were paying 50, 60,000 because that's what our competitors were doing. So we're like, oh, this is industry standard. Now we pay double that, at least for pretty much every single position. Same thing with designers. So we were kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel, but now we're have the cream of the crop.
Yeah. And then from there to now, what are your biggest like problems now and pain points? Biggest
problems now is just always trying to make the wheel spin a little bit faster on timelines, always trying to improve customer communication and customer satisfaction. You know, even right before I got here today, we're like updating a new weekly update email that goes out every single week of, hey, this is what happened last week. This is what happened this week. Here's like 6 categories that you might care about, and just make sure that, hey, we're meeting them in person and talking to them, but also we have written communication, written follow-up, and just documentation of everything. So always trying to improve the customer experience. And then I spend a lot of time recruiting, you know, trying to get the best people on board. That's a full-time job. You know, I read Nick Saban's book. I've read a couple of his books recently, but one of the big things that they said set him apart was like, yes, he's great at the X's and O's. That man recruited every single day, even the days he was playing the national championship game. He literally won the national championship, went home and started texting recruits.
It's funny. I actually took a page out of your playbook when I saw you. You post on Instagram like, hey, it's $1,500, $2,500 referral fee. And we were hiring 2 positions and I had them on LinkedIn. I sent that out, same thing to our team, just in our office Slack channel. And then boom, 2 resumes pretty much immediately. Interviewed them, hired them, they're rocking. So
I posted yesterday, I got like, not only on Indeed do we have hundreds of resumes, but in my inbox, he's probably over there right now sending out culture indexes to resumes that from referrals coming in. But like I said, it's great because winners hang out with winners and they know other winners. And we want a team full of A players, and then it builds culture. Like I hired Gabby, my executive assistant. Her 2 best friends work for me too. And they're great. Different positions.
It's funny you said Nick Saban and just mentioned that high achievers don't like mediocre people, and mediocre people don't like high achievers.
I love that. I have that saved in my Instagram, and I'll just go through and watch that all the time.
Tell me about Julius.
King Julius?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's my alter ego.
Tell us about it.
So I bought my townhouse like 2 years ago, and he'll travel with me in my next house too. But I was just picking out furniture, and there's like this cool statue of like I didn't know if it was like a tiger or a panther or something. I think he's a panther.
Yeah.
But I left the store. I was like, I don't need that, you know, statue of a panther in my house. Like, what am I gonna do with that? But I just kept thinking about it for like 2 weeks. Every time I drove by to the gym. So I was pulled in there, negotiated, got Julius, and now he's just kind of my alter ego. That he's like my pet because I don't have a dog.
Not yet, anyways.
Yeah.
And I see you do the pictures of is that your kitchen table?
Yeah, that's in my like living room. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just there chilling, watching you.
Well, yeah, there's like it's like a Instagram photo op, right? So people come over, you have this big gold mirror with plants everywhere, and then you have King Julius right there. So people are like, he's kind of famous because of that.
That's funny. So. You mentioned that culture what?
Culture index. Have you heard of that?
Nuh-uh.
So have you heard of like predictive index, or obviously you've heard of like DISC profiles. So what culture index is, you're about to get in YPO. Did you get in yet?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
As of like 2 days ago.
Nice. Yeah. Congratulations. Welcome. It's great community. But I was connecting with a successful entrepreneur that I met through YPO that lives in Jacksonville. And he was like, man, I was telling him, hey, I'm trying to hire a bunch of people. He's like, do you use Culture Index? I said, no, but I've heard of it. Hired a coach. It's like 20 grand the first year. And then I think like 10 or 15 every year after, but it's invaluable. So I have a coach who basically makes a job profile for, hey, this is the type of people that are successful in sales. These are the type of people in characteristic traits that are successful in accounting roles. So for every position in my company, I have like a profile of this is kind of the personality traits or characteristics that I'm looking for, because certain salespeople are more inclined, or certain people are more inclined to be good at sales, right? So I'm looking for like 3 or 4 profiles. I won't even hire anybody unless they have specific profiles that meet, sales, accounting, so on and so forth. So we get resumes. If the resume looks good, we send them the culture index and we see if it's a fit. if it's not a fit, we just basically tell them, hey, not the right fit. And it's not the right fit for them either, for us or for them, because you want to be doing whatever you can be the best at, right? I'm never going to be the best accountant or CFO. My brain just doesn't work like that. But I can be good at sales. I can be good at other things. So we use it, and it really just creates analytics off of just trying to go off of gut feeling when you're making hires. It's just another tool in the toolbox to assess people.
And then outside of like paying people above industry average, like how else are you like creating a low turnover in the business?
Trying to get better at employee engagement. For instance, we just took the sales team on basically like a 100-foot yacht on Saturday and had a big party.
Or where'd you find that? Or
so I actually went on this boat when Tom Brady was here and won the Super Bowl. And my friend's a yacht broker, and he's like, "Hey, come on this 100-foot yacht and party for the Super Bowl." I was like, "Yeah, I'm there." So I met the owner and stayed in touch with him. And what's funny is 2 years ago, I wanted to do the same, like what we did last weekend, and it was just way too expensive. I was like, hey, my business is just can't support that type of can't justify that type of expense, but I'll be back.
Yeah.
So it was a funny full circle moment. I went and met the owner on Saturday. I was like, I told you I'd be back.
So is that like, does he like lease it out like on websites, or is that more of like a private thing?
It's more like private thing. Cool. Yeah.
It looks sick. Did y'all just go around the bay?
Apparently it's Michael Jordan's old yacht. Fun fact.
Who's that? Did y'all just go around the bay?
Yeah. St. Pete. Out here, down below. Yeah. What
do you think you'll run into as you expand into Orlando? It's a big difference between you're here in Tampa. Now you've done it, but you're also here. So how do you do it in Orlando? And I'm assuming you'll be there a lot, but it's going to be a little different.
Yeah. So we're going to bring some of our talent from Tampa and have them go to Orlando. So that's number one. Number two is I'm going to get a corporate apartment, and I'm just going to be over there as much as I need to be to get it up and running. But at the end of the day, we're going to just try to hire the best people, get them trained on our processes that we know that work. And we feel like we have a pretty good playbook. You know, we've paid a lot of dummy tax over time to figure out what works and what doesn't work. Yeah. So I'm just trying to pair the right people with our process and have a lot of success there.
I think I know the answer to this, but does the slowdown in the real estate market locally, does that impact you at all?
Yes and no. So the byproduct of high interest rates means that people are sitting on their low interest rates. Like I'm in the same situation. Yeah. Like my mortgage is 4.5%. If I were to go get another mortgage, I think it'd be like 7 right now. Yeah. So it's damn near double, right? So I'm ready to move. I'm ready to upscale my house, but it's like, all right, well, maybe I do take a move. Yeah. What's that? Yeah, maybe I do it, and I probably will soon, maybe within the next 6 or 12 months, because I can kind of lowball right now. I'm just seeing everything drop on the market, 100,000, 200,000. So it probably from that standpoint is a good time, and you just get in at a higher rate and then refinance. But most people have the golden handcuffs to their mortgage, so they're like, hey, maybe I'll just remodel instead of move.
I think ours is. Like with the boys being 5 and 3, I wanted to get them some more space.
Yeah, because you have a huge yard.
Yeah, now we're about to. Now it's like a traditional Florida neighborhood. Yeah, 4-3 pool, hot tub, and a backyard. But the neighbors are right there. Yeah, and
you just bought like 2 acres or something.
It was like 3.5.
Wow.
So we weren't even like we were looking, but like we were cool to stay in our house because the reason you said, I think it's like a 3.5 interest rate and like no interest. And so, but we found a property. It's like just north of the Wentworth Golf Club in Eastlake. And it was a good deal because we have the construction team. Like I can kind of remodel it for, at cost. And so I think it appraised like $300,000 more than what we bought it for. And it's a flip basically. I mean, we basically gutted it. Yeah. And so
needed a lot of work.
Yeah, and so I think I can, cash out refi. We're going to do an addition to add an office and a gym.
How many square feet?
I bought it at 2,700, and then the addition is going to be another 1,000.
Nice. So you can definitely refi. Yeah.
So and there's no bathroom. What do you think? I'm going to get your opinion. What could you don't know a ton of new construction, but what could I build per square foot No plumbing, just like no bathrooms or anything, just a 500 square foot office and a 500 square foot gym. What should I be targeting?
Dude, you're asking the wrong person, but I know additions are significantly more expensive per square foot than just new build construction. And I know new build construction, if you're building like townhouses, it's like 200 a square foot for fairly economical. So maybe 300 a square foot.
Yeah.
Did you already price it out?
No, I haven't. We just got the plans, the blue plan, whatever it's called, yesterday. Not the full construction plans, just like the basic floor plan. And we got that decided. And then, so now it's in our
It might even be 400 a square foot.
Yeah.
Just kind of depends. Yeah.
We'll see.
Because you have to do a new roof line and everything.
Yeah. So new roof line, the new electrical,
new slab,
new HVAC, new slab. We're gonna do a separate HVAC system just because we're not add on to the current one. How do you handle, obviously Revive's amazing, but Revive, like every company, makes mistakes. How do you handle the client relations of pissed off clients?
It's a great question.
Guys, I wanted to introduce to you our done-for-you Airbnb investing service called B&B Turnkey that has massive tax implications. It's basically an investing service that allows you to invest in cash flowing Airbnbs and not do any of the work. It's best explained in 3 phases. Number 1, we find, analyze, and underwrite the property. In phase 2, we handle all the interior design and construction. And then phase 3, we manage the property on the back end. The best part is most of our clients qualify for the short terminal loophole of the IRS tax code. This allows for average clients to write off over $200,000 in depreciation on their tax bill. For more information, click the link in the description to connect with our team. As always, thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of the episode.
Yeah, so we always have at least a couple. I mean, we have 128 projects right now, and we're literally tearing up people's houses. They have no kitchen for 2 months, or they have no master bathroom, so they're displaced. It's an uncomfortable process. The biggest thing for us is, number 1, setting client expectations at the sale, at the pre-renovation walkthrough before we start construction. Like, hey, Mrs. Jones, this is what's about to happen. Here's the process. Here's what we're going to do to mitigate the dust, clean up, so on and so forth. So number 1 is set expectations up front, because a customer could have the exact same customer experience, but be way happier if you just set expectations of what was about to happen. And then the second part of that, which is pretty similar to the first, is just customer communication consistently. So we do daily updates. Hey, Joe, the plumber is coming today and tomorrow.
Daily updates.
Daily updates. Wow. Daily text updates. And then we do, I just implemented really over the past week, a weekly update as well of everything that happened past week and then what's happening the next week as well. But just kind of more of a higher level overview of like, hey, here's when your next draw is due, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But then we also do daily text updates with our production schedulers, which is extremely important. We have 3 people just nonstop coordinating the crews, making sure the crews show up on time, communicating with the project managers, communicating with customers. So just communication is so important in this business because it's constructions. Yeah. Things always pop up, especially in home remodeling. It's not new construction where it's just follow the step by step. You can open up a wall and there's a can of worms there.
Yeah.
So expectations, communication. When we do have an upset customer, having an upset customer hurts us so badly. Like if we get a bad review, it's like devastating for us. So we really try to do everything we can to make sure that the customer experience is 5-star. If it goes south, even if it's like 10 or 20% our fault and 80% might be the customer's fault, I'm going to jump on that grenade to make sure that at the end of the day, they're happy. Yeah. A lot of contractors say, you love me, you hate me, you love me. You love me when you sign up, you're all excited, you're going through the design process, you're picking out your materials, you see the beautiful renderings. Oh, our kitchen's going to look like that. This is amazing. Then you hate me, your kitchen's demoed. You have to order takeout every night. Little Johnny can't sit at his breakfast nook, whatever the case may be, or it's your master bathroom. You're using your daughter's bathroom for a month. So you're displaced. It's just a little uncomfortable. So that's when it's like, all right, let's get this damn remodel over. And you do that for 2 weeks and you forgot that it's actually 5 weeks to do that remodel. But 2 weeks in, you're like, I'm sick of this. So love, hate, and then it's beautiful. You have a 5-star beautiful kitchen or bathroom, then you're super excited. You get to use it. You love us again. So that's kind of the life cycle of most home remodels. Some customers are a pleasure the whole way through. Some are a little bit more sticky. Some are in the middle. It just kind of is what it is.
What was the last bad review that you can think of?
The last 1-star review was actually a customer, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. We actually turned her project down on the phone. We said, sorry, we only do full remodels. And she got mad and said, don't call these people. They're unethical because they won't do my partial bathroom remodel. So we didn't even go out.
She wanted the partial bathroom, not a full bathroom.
So our minimum project size is like 30,000. Really, we'd like it's probably be 40.
Yeah.
But she called for like a $10,000 remodel. And it just doesn't, we can't provide value in that scenario. We pull permits on everything. Just permits alone are a few $1,000s to manage that process, pull all the permits.
That's messed up.
Yeah, it's okay. There's going to be those type of people out there.
What's been your favorite project you've done so far this year?
Favorite project we've done so far? We're actually just starting it. It's for Jet Lawrence. He's the #1 motocross rider in the world. And
in Tampa?
Yes, he's like in North Tampa. He's got a bunch of land out there where he practices and everything. So we actually just demoed it, I think this week, maybe yesterday. And his bathroom is going to be like a club, essentially. Like he's got to have, I mean, like his closet and his master bathroom are like the size of some people's houses.
That's funny.
Yeah, so it's just going to be totally awesome. He's going to have like a custom watch display case where you can see all of his watches like underneath the glass. It's just going to be really cool. I'm excited to see that one progress.
You are finishing up Nick Friedman's property early June. We're scanning it next week. We're doing the furniture.
Oh, nice.
For him, yeah. So I'll send you that. It'll be sick.
Yeah.
So
I think he wanted to do that one like the one hotel in Miami.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The
beach vibes.
Yeah.
Are you guys furnishing it like that?
Yeah.
Nice.
So we'll scan it. And we both use Chief Architect. That's what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
What, from a project management standpoint, what software are you using? Builder Trend?
Yes. Is that what you use?
Yeah. But do you give access to the clients to Builder Trend?
So we actually just started doing that, and we're kind of giving them a little taste at a time, so that we can work out, tweak. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's like the pain point. So we can talk offline about that. But in our projects, I want to get to a point, and I'm sure you're already there, where, all right, pre-project, here's the schedule. And here's everything that's going to happen when it starts, when it's going to finish, and try and stay on as hard as possible. There's so many moving parts. It's kind of hard.
Very hard.
Do y'all have that schedule set?
Yes, but we keep it like pretty high level. So it's not like a daily, this is what's going to happen. It's like, hey, first we do demo, and then we have plumbing and electrical rough in for the next 4 days or whatever the case. So it's more of like categories rather than like a day by day.
Yeah, that's cool. With the podcast being, successful DNA, obviously you and your dad, particularly you, have been super successful, really at a young age, in 2016, graduating Ole Miss to now. And you've been around a lot of successful people, especially the past, 2 to 3 years. What do you think is inside of you and inside of people that have been successful, like the specific DNA traits they have? Yeah,
that's a good question. And, going back to the culture index, it kind of helps me understand how people are wired differently, and everyone's wired differently. So there's some profiles where it's like, hey, these are the 3 most common entrepreneurial profile. Like your profile is probably not that different than mine. It's going to have a high A trait. So that's self-starter. You don't need someone to tell you what to do. You're just going to go figure out and do it. And I definitely know you have that. Yeah. Confidence is definitely one. Just the willingness to act and always have a bias towards action. Of course, you want to plan, but you take action and get feedback. I think that's the biggest thing. And then everyone gets punched in the face and gets knocked down. I always say it's hard to lose if you never quit. Like, I'm sure you've had plenty of failures. I've had tons of failures. Yeah. But each time it's not really a failure. It's just a lesson. Just get back up a little bit stronger than I was before. So I think if you just never quit, you're eventually going to keep making progress and learning. And it's almost like each lesson is like a little gym that makes you stronger. And then you just keep progressing. So I think that's really the number one thing. Like, go after it. You're going to get knocked down, but keep getting back up every single time. I agree. Like, action is probably the biggest thing. And I would say one of the top 5 for sure, where like a lot of people are going to, everybody's going to have a good idea, like at some point in their life. Worth nothing.
Yeah. And it's the whole Navy SEAL attribute of like execute. And like, you have got to take action. You've got to take the next step. And like, even today, we're inside of our collective, we're in our 9th business. And like, I'm trying to go 10th and 11th. And so
you are the definition of a serial entrepreneur.
I'm trying to be. And so we'll see, and then yes, 9 businesses. What's also cool about them is like 5 of them are already like 7-figure businesses, and the other 4 will be by the end of this year. And so it's not like we're just like starting this business just for fun, and it's not becoming anything. What's interesting about it, and you just said it when you were talking about moving to Orlando, is it takes talent to move to Orlando. And so you're going to move people to Orlando. Mm-hmm. Same thing with these businesses. Like, I kind of get them started and get them to a point where they're making enough money where I can bring somebody kind of on to run the ship. Yep. And we kind of treat it where like each business has like a, whatever you want to call it, a general manager or a CEO of that business. And then like, I'm kind of the board president above that business. And so
I love it.
We have a collective brand that oversees all the businesses, and then somebody's in charge of each business. So it's been good. You just hired an assistant about a month. Is that a new assistant, or is it just to replace somebody?
Yeah, new.
Okay. Yeah. How's that going? Been a month.
Great. Yeah. So actually Nick got me on the assistant game.
Yeah.
And Bryson Raver, another one of my mentors. I just watch how they move, and I was like, okay, Bryson broke it down to me. It was like, look, if you're spending 2 hours, even just 2 hours a week over a full year, and you add that up, how much time is that for you, and how much is that time worth? Like, one phone call can make you hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. So you need to be focused on how you can maximize your time. Like, I have a lot of driving to do today. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh man, I'm going to be totally unproductive. I'm just going to be driving. So I was like, Gabby, why don't you drive so I can take calls and work and return emails and whatnot. So it's just trying to protect my time and make sure that I'm leveraging it as best as possible. And she's been great.
It's funny you say that. My dad recently retired, and I hired him just kind of part-time a little bit to be like my driver.
Yeah.
And he packs and carries, so it's kind of security too. So,
I love it. You gotta have a security guy too. We just hired a sales guy, not just because he's huge, but he's like 6'4", 270. He looks like a NFL D lineman. Yeah. So it's like, it's our sales guy and our security.
That's funny, dude. One thing, dude, we're just talking about him. How awesome is Nick Friedman, by the way?
He's great, man. Dude, he's so awesome.
My favorite thing about him is like, he's been so successul, and like, he's just a good dude.
Really good dude.
Like, similar to me and you, or like how I want to be and how you are.
Yeah.
It's like you would never know that he's been just some serial entrepreneur if you just met him on the street.
Super nice guy. I just met him because I DM'd him, and I was like, hey, you've been super successful in the home improvement space. That's what I'm trying to do. I see you're 10, 15 years ahead of me. Can I get lunch with you, man? And
I DM'd him too. That's funny.
Yeah, that's how we met too, I think. And then, we connected, and then I had lunch with Nick, I guess a couple months ago. He's like, hey, you got to meet this guy. You guys reminded, like, he said, like, you guys are similar.
At the end, it was like, hey, man, love your work. Let's get together sometime. And he was like, yeah, for sure.
And he's so busy, so for him to even respond.
He had no business responding to me, but he did. Which is cool.
Yeah.
How do you balancing personal stuff and time to have fun while working 60-hour weeks?
I would say for the first 3 years, I didn't have much balance, didn't really have much like dating relationships or anything like that. Now I have a good team to where I'm a little bit more balanced, and I'm not just working nonstop. I say that, and I was working till like 10 last night, but I do it because I like it and it's fun, not because I'm like stressed and I have to do this. I just want to keep moving the ball forward, so to speak. But I like to work hard and play hard. Yeah. Like, we were partying on the yacht, I had a great time. But I'm also doing it with my colleagues, doing it with my employees. So it's like team bonding at the same time. Then they love working here so much more because they know we're going to celebrate the wins together. So when I go have fun, I try to, same thing for my birthday, I invite the team. So I try to, like, hey, if I'm going to go party and have fun, I'm going to invite the teammates. So that's like team camaraderie, and we're building a culture as well, and building, strengthening our trust and relationships. But also like to travel. Once a quarter, I'll do like 7 to 10 days of just like totally no work, go have fun, go travel somewhere. I've been doing Tulum for the past 2 years. I'm trying to find a new spot Tulum is now being overrun with tourists now that they have the airport there. So I'm thinking Costa Rica might be my next getaway spot. I'm going in September, so I'm excited.
Dude, you need to go out.
You have a good spot like that?
Yeah, no, you need to go in like July, just for a weekend. I'll let you go for free. It's up in Wolf Laurel, North Carolina.
Okay. I've heard good things about North Carolina. I've never been.
So it's like 30 minutes north of Asheville. I swear it's the best kept secret in America. It's their country club up there. Some of the, grade A golf. Even if you don't golf, just driving the golf cart around the golf course, it's like so peaceful. It's in the middle of the woods, no houses on the golf course really. And then you got the whitewater rafting nearby.
Oh, that sounds fun.
But really, it's hot as hell here in July.
Yes, so
you
hot.
go up there and it's like 5,000, 6,000 feet above sea level.
Oh, nice.
So even if you go 4 or 5 days,
it feels nice. The weather's good.
Yeah, and it's like during the day on top of the mountain, it's 70 degrees.
I would love that.
At night, it's 50.
It's perfect.
You barely even cut on the AC.
Oh, it's
there.
amazing.
It's just like the air's crisp.
Yeah.
Like I'm like the best sales rep for them right now. But yeah, we're going June. We're going June 25th to July 15th. So
nice.
We try and go for like 3 or 4 weeks up there.
Just escape the heat.
Yeah, escape that, and the boys love it. Just the hiking, and then my 5-year-old, he loves golf, and then
5 years old already into golf. Wow.
Yeah, the lefty dude, he can freaking smoke it. It's hilarious.
Little Tiger Woods.
I don't want to be the dad that's like, hey, my 5-year-old's going pro, but my 5-year-old's going pro. So 2030, 100 million.
Well, you played D1 baseball, so he's got the athletic genes.
He plays baseball. He's good at baseball too, dude.
Does the golf swing mess up the baseball swing though?
Maybe one day, not now.
Okay.
Now it's just like, there is no, I'm a big believer at this age to like, not even like, I don't even tell him how to hit. It's like, dude, hit the ball as hard as you can. It's like, and then he'll figure it out.
It's intuitive.
Yeah. And then now, as he gets 7, 8, 9, of course, start creating some more like mechanical adjustments. But now it's just like, because his hand-eye coordination is so good.
Yeah.
It's funny now. I can't get him to swing all the way around. He just wants to make contact, and he makes contact every time. It's like, dude, you can make contact, just swing all the way around. But he's fine.
He's got time.
The 2030, 100 million. What are let's go broad goals. What's out there for you in your mind? I know me and you got so many freaking ideas and so many goals, but
yeah, I almost don't even like talking about this because people are like, "Oh, that's too woo woo," So I just say the 100 million in my 2030. I don't think there's any reason why this can't be a $1 billion a year business.
I agree.
There's other home improvement companies that are already doing that. I've met some of the owners. It's like, okay, this guy's smart. He's hardworking. He's obviously had a great career, but they're not smarter than me and you.
Yeah.
Like you can go do it.
Yeah.
So I think over the next 20 years, this will be a $1 billion a year business. From there, that obviously opens up a lot of opportunities. One dream of mine has always been like a sports team owner. NFL would be great. The NBA is kind of in shambles right now. I think there's going to be some big shakeups there. I think we could support an NBA team in Tampa, which would be sweet. I would just go sit courtside. Yeah. That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah. Buying the Lightning would be cool.
Buying the Lightning would be cool. I'm not a big hockey fan, though. Like, I like going to the games, but really football and basketball are my sports. But, in 20 years, is the NFL will probably still be on top. The way the NBA is going, I don't know. Something's got to change there. There's going to be some shakeup. I know LeBron's creating his own league right now, but he's taking it global. There's so much opportunity global as well. So what's the competitive sports landscape going to be in 20 years? I'm not too sure. Even college landscapes shaking up so much right now. Private equity's getting into college sports. I love supporting Ole Miss Rebels.
What's going to happen with the Rays?
I hope they move to Ybor.
Yeah.
I really do. I think that would be fantastic for that area. I think if they did a huge entertainment district like they have in like Atlanta.
Yeah.
If you've ever been there.
I haven't been, but I'm familiar. I'm a Braves fan, so I'm at the Battery and all that. I'm familiar with.
You go there, there's just cool bars, restaurants all around it. You don't even have to go to the game. You can have a blast. If they did that in Ybor, it's going to shoot that.
I wish there was a way to somehow mix it in. I don't know. I'm not familiar at all with what's there, what's not there, but down as close as possible to Water Street.
Well, they've had some renderings of doing it right there by the water where there's kind of those ships and industrial stuff. I don't know exactly what's there, but they had a rendering of the ballpark basically like overlooking the water right there, which would be amazing.
That'd be sick. And even if it's like even north, more towards Ybor, and then somehow connecting the trolley system to it, that'd be perfect.
Yeah. It's going to be really fascinating to see how it all develops over the next 10 years.
If you could go to like a day game for the Rays and go to a night game for the Lightning, like right there in April before the season. Or you could even do it at the end of the year because hockey gets started towards like September, October, I think. Let's end with this. What does legacy mean to you? And then what's that definition look like for you? And then what do you want your legacy to be?
Wow, that's a pretty deep question. I think at the end of the day, I want my legacy to be, hey, this guy was a good guy. He worked hard. He played hard. He helped a lot of people. I always say make a lot of money, have a lot of fun, help a lot of people. That's how I want to live my life. And I want to do that through growing businesses. I think if you could do that, that creates so much opportunity, not only for yourself, but for your family and everyone around you. Your employees can continue to grow. And I'm doing that at a smaller scale right now. And I just want to keep amplifying what we're doing. You know, legacy is kind of a weird word, kind of a funny word, because it's like, okay, in 100 years from now, like how many people are going to actually remember Justin Caballero? Yeah. Unless like my name's on the side of a stadium or something.
I will. I'll remember you forever.
But I mean, what I'm saying is our time's coming and going.
Yeah.
Right. So we're all like a flash. Yeah. Right. We're just here for a little flash in life. So, but I think your legacy can continue on through the people that you impact, the businesses that you build, and the value that you provide to the world. So I just want to try to make the biggest positive impact that I can while I'm here. And I think I just want to keep doing what I'm doing at a much larger scale.
That's awesome, man. Well, love your story. Love what you're doing. Iron sharpens iron. And, I'm here fighting with you. And so thank you for listening to another episode of the Elliott Caldwell Podcast on Successful DNA. Justin Caballero, Revive. Justin, where can they learn more about you? You can go to our website, revivedesignandrenovations.com. You can just Google Revive Tampa and we'll pop up. You can follow me on Instagram at jcab. Would love to connect with you. Sometimes some wild things happening on Instagram. Yeah. We keep it fun. Yeah, cool. Thanks for listening, guys.